right. We got white pieces, c4 and c6. Okay, again, I'm still gonna stick with my plan of doing this, but as you might notice, d5, it comes with some immediate heat, so to speak. So okay, I'm gonna play as if, you know, I want to take this pawn back. So I'm gonna start with queen c2, pawn, see what my opponent wants to do. Interesting. Bishop g4. Go knight e5. Hit the bishop. Hit the pawn. That was a very early bishop sortie. Bishop back. I think we'll go bishop g2. If I took the pawn, I admit that I was like slightly concerned maybe about queen d5. Didn't look very nice. Right? Queen d5 would have hit my knight and my rook. Here I don't mind capturing, but we're gonna get a position that's very, very typical for the English. Now bishop here, this trade, simply speaking, is something like I do not want to allow. So I'm almost certainly gonna play e4. I don't want to trade bishops there. My opponent missed queen d5. Not quite. Queen d5, I was going to play queen takes c4. We can look at it after, but I don't believe that's the case. All right, take. We've got the two bishops. And e6 has been played. I'm looking at d4. I like castling, all this stuff. I think I'm going to get d4 in right away just so we have it. Lucas, by the way, 2007. Wow, you're really adamant here. After knight e5, queen d5 was winning. Lucas, would you say that you'd be willing to stake a ban on it? Meanwhile, my opponent, very generous there, playing bishop d6 for no reason at all, allowing me to win a knight. That was a quick resignation. That was a quick resignation. Now, because the game ended so quick, we can have a look at the position. So, it's a tricky opening. So queen c2, he goes bishop g4, I go knight e5, and my opponent, or sorry, in the chat, we have a pleb who says he's a CM, so he's kind of confident in himself. He says queen d5 here is absolutely winning. All right, let's see the variations. Queen d5, he claims is absolutely winning. It's hitting my knights, hitting my rook. Now, I will play the move queen takes c4. Your turn. Queen takes h1. Queen takes h1. I will take on f7. And then I will take on f8 with check. And then I'll take your other bishop. And then I'll play queen g7. And then I'll take your rook. And then I'll take your knight. English, start with c4. You know the drill. And d5. Very, very happy to take a pawn on d5. Why? Because this is essentially the Scandinavian, but instead of trading center pawns, I've traded my c pawn. I mean, this is just a colossal win. All right. We're gonna go with the d pawn here, d4, d5. interesting. He goes e5. I'm gonna tickle the knight here. He's gonna have to find a new square. Knight b4, a3. Could be interesting. I'm already winning this e-pawn here, so I think my position is already very good. If I go a3, I wonder if I'm threatening anything, right? Because, you know, takes on a1 is black's intention. Yeah, I think it's smarter. Just go ahead and rip that pawn off. He played the Scandinavian against the English, which is probably not the best idea, I want to say. This is gonna get dicey though. This is gonna get dicey. I'm gonna go here. First of all, takes, you know, knight d3, I want to say, and knight takes e5 you don't want to do. But after bishop e4, I was going to go bishop b5 check, and then c6 takes. I mean, that's a whole mess, but I'm threatening to just win on the spot. Plus, I'm about to castle. So I think it was good for me. And it's so good, I'm going to do it now. It's just as good now. Don't forget about queen d7, mate. I don't think I whispered loud enough. That went downhill fast, but it doesn't surprise me. You just can't play the Scandinavian against the English. Doesn't work. Every line that you play in the normal Scandi should be 10 times better, because now I got 2 center pawns. Right? For example, imagine this position in the Scandi. This pawn would be here. After bishop f5, okay, there's some ideas there, but like, no, the pawn on 2 pawns in the center, you're getting killed there. Ooh, he's 999, guys. I hate to be that guy. I hate to be that guy, but I'm gonna have to bring you back down, buddy. I'm sorry. Look at this. We're seeing d5 as an answer to c4. It is not good. I'm going to keep taking that. And the nice thing is, if they play knight f6, because they're like eager to take it, then they run into that e4 trick again. So, I mean, look, I don't know what kind of junk this is, but if you're offering me free stuff in the opening, I'm taking it. What in the hell are you doing, bud? What is this guy up to? It's letting me take on f7. It's like, no, hang on a sec. Don't tell me you're falling for this. Oh, no. Don't tell me you're that easy. Oh, guys, get him out of here. Get him out of here. Oh, a pitiful attempt. Good Lord. Oh no, that wasn't a good look for the c4 d5 opening, the Anglo-Scandinavian. Let this be just a PSA. Don't play this. d5 sucks. Don't do it. Right, you're playing the Scandinavian, but white still has 2 center pawns. So I'm just gonna kick your queen, roll my pawns. It's gonna be nice and easy. I did not expect him to follow up with e6 and then allowing that pawn to get all the way to f7. Incredible. He can't castle. Like, so many things wrong. What should you play? You know, the funny thing is that in this position, I actually believe that any legal move might be better than d5. The only one that could be worse is this, but even still, I would rather play like a Benko here and not have to trade my center pawn. So it's quite possible that you randomly select a move here that's legal and it's better than d5. That will be true like 95% of the time. Yeah, c4, f6, guys. f6 is a great move here, all right? A fantastic move. Go for it. Be the master of your own destination. Anything to avoid d5. All right, man, we're getting some quick wins here with the white pieces. c4 is too strong. c4 is too strong. Let's see if we get some classic moves. Okay, we've seen f5 before. I'm gonna stick to the plan of fianchettoing. I'm really expecting my opponents to do the same, and I'm glad that we see that here. Because that's how f5 should be played. Fianchetto. I'm probably gonna play something like d3 and e4. But wow, okay, he's gone for d5. I'm gonna take. Okay. I want to bring some pieces to the C file here. I sense some kind of weak dark squares that I might try to play around. Knight c6, I'm already looking at knight b5. That kind of looks like it forces knight e8, which could be a strange move. All right, let's have some fun. I'll go rook c1 here. Yeah, and I wanted to bait this move. So now I'll go knight b5. Threatening this. Absolutely inviting the move knight d5 from black because it defends and it hits my bishop. It's like a superhero move. Knight d5 looks great. But after knight d5, I was hoping to play queen b3 and continue to, you know, pin, hit the knight, make some more threats here. I've got my bishop X-ray attack on d5. And on bishop e6, I think I can continue the pressure and look for something like this, knight g5. This is starting to look very dicey. Look, I've got all my pieces working here. Everybody's doing something. I'm castled. Makes sense that I can start playing a bit more aggressive here. Knight g5 is going to be very tough to meet. I've unleashed my bishop and queen on this knight. I'm essentially pre-moving knight takes e6. You'll see queen e7 here gets played. I have the option of how many things or what things I want to win. e5 is hanging. e6 is hanging. So many things. I'm going to start with knight takes e6. If knight takes f4, maybe knight takes f8 check or knight takes f4. We're at minimum going to be up a piece. But I did this one because I thought it's very likely we end up even more. We're going to be up a full queen here. Knight c7 still hanging as well. And this game just went from bad to worse. You see how dangerous the English can be when all those pieces get going? It is not easy. Not easy to handle. Rook d8, queen back, hitting that pawn. More importantly, contending knight e6, which is easy to overlook. e6, rook takes c6. Right, careful. So this tells me I'll probably be able to get knight e6 to work. Let's see here. So many options, all of them look decent. What is the best way to win the material? That's the question. I'm gonna go here. Whether it's b6, whether it's knight c6, doesn't matter. Knight e6 is happening. So knight c6, knight e6, a6, queen takes b7. Actually threatens mate. So if he tries to save his rook, he's getting mated over there. Easy to miss. Okay. That's a knight for me. So I could take the rook here, but instead, my spidey sense is tingling. I'm gonna play knight e6 and fork. I can play the move anyway. Taking the rook is boring. Takes, 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 and any check will mate. Any check will mate. Knight takes g7 is also very close to winning, but I think this knight can really be used as part of many checkmate ideas here. Take, take, and take. And that will be mate because the knight covers the king's only escape square. So you start in these cases by pre-moving this. Now, you never pre-move rook d8 because if you place rook e8, then you've played rook d8 for nothing. So you always pre-move the furthest or the closest piece to the king. In this case, well, you happen to start with it, so we just got our checkmate right away. Because if he plays this or this, then this move will be illegal and it will cancel. Nice. And we get a classic response. d5. We've talked about this one already. Remember, we've seen it. Anytime people are playing d5 against you and the queen's coming out, you should be rejoicing. Knight f3. Yes, he can play e4, but remember, we are playing a Sicilian position where if the colors were reversed and I was actually black playing this, then white would have a knight on this square already. So I'm a full move ahead. This is just gravy. Queen d7. Okay, it looks misplaced there to me. It's like, doesn't your bishop want to get out, buddy? Doesn't your bishop want to say hi? Let's play d3. Cover that square. Just get out of any e4 business. If b6, there's ideas like knight takes e5. We'll get castled here. Okay, well, I'll go bishop g5 because usually the queen's on d8 and this feels kind of awkward to me. If knight d5, then knight takes e5 looks like it works. Yeah, I mean, taking is an option. I don't think a great one. Knight takes e5 appears to win a pawn to me. Unleashing that bishop. Again, it's often tactics around the d5 square with that piece. Let's take, and I'm not done yet. Be careful of d4. Yeah, d4 is still... d4 even now still looks good. Or at least something to consider. If we play d4... and our bishop gets taken, which one of those are we going to take? I think the bishop. just a counterattack here. We'll take the bishop. Knight was tempting, but I think the bishop was more dangerous there. Move the knight back. Or up a pawn. Center pawn as well, so quite valuable. Let's bring that knight into the d6 square. Sure, don't mind if I do. Getting the bishop and also preparing a sneaky queen b3 check idea. Probably a little too fancy for his own good there. Little too fancy for his own good. Rook takes, knight takes, and then we take it back. It's check. Check. Oh, wow, king f8. Okay, knight d6. Something is gonna hurt here, and it's gonna happen after f4. Ouch. Ouch. f4 forced the f file open. I mean, his king sitting on f8. Not gonna survive. Tempting to deliver checkmate with the queen, but always look for better. GG. Queen f7 would be a mistake there, no doubt. A mistake. Why is that better? My friend, if you have to ask that, you may already be too far gone. There may be no saving you. When you see mate in one, you look for better. 984. Aha. A couple more games to go here. All right, c4, e5, and let's go g3. So what are we gonna see this time? We've seen this before, and we haven't quite seen this exact move. We haven't seen it just like this, but I've told you guys, when you're playing against, you know, c3 Sicilian, this is just the reverse, c6 Sicilian, if you think of it like that, you have to attack this pawn. So the only credible moves here are d4 and knight f3. You have to attack this pawn before black plays d5, plain and simple. So I'll choose knight f3. d4 was also a good move. Again, after e4, I do not want to play this because d5 happens and then I get kicked and I have to go back to h3. Very bad. So after e4, I'm definitely playing knight d4. No question about it. And again, the good thing about all these positions is that you are one tempo ahead on the main line because I'm playing with the white pieces here. So we should be a full tempo ahead. All right, queen e7. I think he's still intending to play e5, if I'm not mistaken. Looks like that's the plan. I think castling still makes sense. Queen e7 is going to look really weird later because he's blocking his bishop. Okay, d5. Definitely going to take that. Probably play d3 after. And I think what you're going to notice is he can't develop his pieces normally. And certainly not properly. Like, knight here, bishop here. He's got this queen in the way. Like, I know he's achieved his pawns in the middle, but at what cost? This bishop can't develop. He's going to have to spend time going like that. Well, he's played bishop e6 and blundered a center pawn. It was never going to be easy for him to develop here. Knight d7. I actually think that if I take, he takes back. That kind of helps his bishop get out. So I'm just going to go back. It takes a lot of discipline to just move the knight back, not trade pieces. But I believe that this is the correct thing to do. Yeah, again, look at this bishop. He's got a huge problem because he played queen e7 there. e6 does not look correct at all. That move does not look right. All right, knight c3. Okay. But I don't see where the knight is going. Knight a6 hits the pawn. You don't want to be embarrassed and, you know, look like you lost time. So you might play knight a6, walk into queen a4 check. d4 looks like a horrible move. Now there's everything hanging. Knight a6, queen a4 is still on the horizon. But everything's falling apart here. And again, it's all from the opening. We made sure that we attacked that e-pawn, and he had to play this strange-looking queen e7 move. And this queen move single-handedly has been hurting him. It's the reason that he's losing the game right now. Now, I know there's a free rook there, right? But check this out. Knight to c6, hitting the queen instead. A more valuable plunder. Queen d6 forced. There's only one square, right? Then knight b5, hitting the queen again. You tell me, where's that queen going? That's covered, that's covered, that's covered, that's protected, that's protected, that's covered, that's covered, that's covered, and that's covered. And that's covered. Sorry, bud. That's gonna be a queen for me as well. And if he dares play queen d5, oh baby, knight c7 checkmate is gonna be the sweetest thing. Bishop b4. This guy, ever since he played queen e7, has had a dream. And that dream has been to castle. He's willing to sack an entire rook just to castle. Of course, we're not going to let him. Not a chance, my friend. Well, by the time the abacus beads get all placed, I think he's gonna have a hard time balancing the books here. He's got a knight for a queen and a rook. Knight for a queen and a rook. This is gonna be a tasty morsel here on d5. It's the rook. He is bleeding. Every piece is dropping. GG. That was nasty. But I've been explaining, guys. Why did this happen? Check out the opening. c6. When you see this against your English, you're playing d4 or you're playing knight f3. I'll play a few games to showcase both of them. I think knight f3 though is nice. You have to attack this pawn, or if you don't, you're gonna go here and your opponent's gonna go d5. This is just great for them. They go knight c6. I mean, this is just an advantage for black. Why are you letting your opponent get two central pawns for free? Instead, attack this pawn. If they go e4, jump in the middle, maybe a position like this. You're playing d3, knight c3. Okay, normal. But he played this move queen e7, so it's like, okay, man, look, congratulations, right? I think, did I castle? Yeah, castle, d5. So congratulations, you got your 2 center pawns. But guess what? Now you realize that, you've done it, but at what cost? You can't develop this bishop easily. It's going to take time to do that. I've got knight c3, bishop g5 coming, queen b3, open c file. I'm way ahead in development. This is not a position you want to be in.